let's get into it. I am a Dante. You clear the lane out for me. I'm calling ISO real quick. There's a lot of people in these last couple months. First of all, I gotta say this. I've seen too much of this. You know how niggas try to be super cool when it comes to people like stuff and things like that. Oh, I ain't picking no sides. This beef ain't none of these niggas come to my funeral. Look, man, the Knicks ain't coming to your funeral either, my nigga. But you be ready to fight niggas over them. Okay, the Bears ain't coming to your funeral. Whatever team. If you are a sports fan, I don't want to hear about anything about choosing sides. They don't care about me. You think the Ohio State Buckeyes care about you? You think the Nittany Lions care about you? No, they don't. So I just want to get that out the way there. I did not realize till Wednesday night how much I don't like Drake. You would just hit you. I didn't know. Like, I'm not that I didn't like his music. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I don't like Drake's music. I'm a fan of Drake's music. Everybody, for the most part, has Drake songs that they like. I stopped looking at him I stopped looking at him as a rapper almost 10 years ago when the original reference joints came out. But I didn't realize that I just don't like this nigga until I was watching the show. And it just hit me like a flood. And so to see the whole performance, which I don't personally think it was all about Drake. Drake was a big part of it. And for those of you, we're going to go behind the curtain here. I'm going to get my real Bang Wams games on. You can't just rent out the Forum in a month. Okay, so it's not like they called the Forum in beginning of May. Like, yeah, we need it next month. No, a concert like this was planned months ahead of time. I just think the Drake part of it was a different aspect with it. I have it on good authority. There's an album coming. I'm not going to say when, but I have it on good authority. There's an album coming. It's also going to be a video shoot tomorrow in Compton. It's probably going to be Not Like Us. I don't know 100%. We just know it's a new song, but if I had a gun in my head, I'd pretty much guess it's going to be Not Like Us.
Bang Wams Gams.
when and I'm gonna clear out this. I just wanted to get that part off. I didn't really realize how much I didn't like Drake until that happened. Like it just hit me. And then I don't know if it was I forgot who asked me this. I don't know if it was Dante or somebody else. Like, what light-skinned niggas do you like besides Steph Curry? And I was like, I thought about it. Steph Curry and then like Chris Brown. That's really about it. Like I just really thought about it. Like, and that's actually kind of crazy. But you would think that I would be with the Drake fan, but I personally just don't like when people the not rapping thing was just crazy. Not writing your own lyrics thing was crazy to me. But you know how you just smell a lame. Like you can just smell a lane. Like a nigga just got money. They try to hide it. And maybe that's something since day one where I always just kind of put me off about his music. And then it just like hit me at a flood. But like Kendrick, what Kendrick did on Wednesday, I felt was a top 2 hip hop moment. And maybe y'all can say I'm overreacting. I don't care what y'all want to say. I have never seen anything like what I've seen on that stage at the Forum, the unity that was on stage. And I've was an Angelino or a Los Angeles resident for a decade. I felt something, my nigga. I was texting Bang in the group chat when Bang ain't know who these people was in the first hour of the show.
Shouts out to the Cuzzos.
Shout out to the Cuzzos. Everybody finally got on LA City Girls. You know what I'm saying?
No, you said Compton's TLC.
Compton's TLC. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, West Side Boogie getting his look. Jay Worthy, G Perico, who's been holding it down for a long time. And then Mustard. Mustard is a living legend. Niggas might not want to give Mustard his credit, but he held us down 4 summers. Dom Kennedy. Now, Kendrick, I love Kendrick, but I got on Kendrick and Dom around the same time. But to see Dom and on that stage get the love from that crowd because he's really a hometown hero. People love Dom. Probably anywhere else in America, you wouldn't have had the crowd who knew When I Come Around word for word. But in LA, having the crowd rap When I Come Around word for word, my type of party, it was just great to see Dom get that love. And to see, even though Blast sounded like he smoked 5 packs of Newports ahead of time, it was good to see him get he sounded like he drank a 5th of Henny before he went on stage. He tweeted later he didn't have his tea before the show. I'm like, well, obviously, nigga, but I'm a big fan of Blast.
Nigga had something before the show.
Yeah, right. My man Bishop Dollar Sign. I met Ty Dolla $ign and DJ Mustard about like 7 years ago when the Campaign album came out, and they had like a listening party, like a listening event at the shoe store over on Wilshire Boulevard, and I met Ty Dolla $ign. I told him like, man, I've been a fan of yours since woo woo woo, and I was like talking to him about the album. I still got the picture. I wish we had our production value at the point where I could have put the picture on there. I actually just forgot about it, but I have a picture with me and Ty Dolla $ign, and like I was bringing out points of the album that I love, like different parts about the actual music, and this nigga was like in awe, like, oh yeah, I did this. Like it wasn't like oh thank you, man. We was having an actual conversation about the music. We had an actual conversation about the music. People don't know Ty Dolla $ign been in this game forever, bro. He going back to Immature. He taught Mustard how to, make beats, and to see Ty go out there. His dad. Bang, when you say I'm finna play Free TC all week, I'm finna play Free TC again. Classic album, Miracle is a gospel track. You know what I'm saying? Like
I told Ty Dolla $ign to his face.
Your mic a little low, dog.
Oh, it is? Well, I came.
There we go.
There we go. I came to DC. Well, when he came to DC, I told him that Free TC is an American classic. It is one of the greatest bodies of work ever. And I stand on that. I randomly sing Horses in the Stable. Because it is a very soulful song. Miracle. That whole album. And I was happy to let him know that shit.
Yeah, and that was like, it's cool when you see people like it wasn't just one of those cool fan things. We had a good talk about the music, and so to see, even though his microphone wasn't really working, Paranoid, classic song that blew him up. That was glove to see that. Roddy Ricch, who was a casualty of the pandemic. I think a lot of people forgot how big that album was. A lot of people forgot how big the box was. I remember me and Pavi being at this party for one of my homies' wife's birthday party, and when we was at it was this club in Hollywood called the Jordan. I don't think it survived the pandemic, but it felt like a conqueror hit the town when the box came on. Like to see him get that love. I saw somebody say, I thought he's from Atlanta. The niggas from Compton. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was getting a lot of love. And then YG, my nigga YG, who was one of the people on the forefront of this New West movement, go up there and get the love. When BPT hit,
him and Mustard,
him and LeBron want to throw upsets. There's a video of LeBron like losing it when BPT came on, going through all the hits, playing Who Do You Love, and then Mustard intentionally cutting it off right before Drake's verse. That was great. And then Tooted and Booted, which is an American classic, no matter how much you want to deny it. That was amazing. I'm trying to think, did I miss anybody else from us? Oh, Tyler, bruh. Tyler got a sting in 1997.
Yes, he got the Triple H after the quad pop.
Yeah, right. Triple H after the quad pop. And I think he got the loud pop because nobody expected him. They thought it was going to be gang members. And Tyler and Odd Future are just as much as important to LA culture as rest. Steve Lacy. People forget just because he killed the charts with that Bad Habit. He's from Compton. He got love. And then, bang, I should have bet lotto numbers. What did I say on this show for the last 2 weeks? The man was going to start with Euphoria. I said it for 2 weeks. I'm 2 for 2 because even though Usher only played 6 bars of it, I said my way was going to start the Super Bowl too. But
no, we caught a lot of that shit. Because in terms of the disc records that got played, we said he was gonna do his version like that. I said he was gonna do 616 in LA, and he did that shit.
I didn't think he was gonna do it. He did that,
it was great.
That means the sample cleared.
You think that's what it means?
They wouldn't have performed. They wouldn't have performed
that.
The sample
clear.
So
they
does
could
that
have performed it if the sample wasn't clear.
Does that mean bonus track on the album? I'm thinking about that because it ain't been released on streaming yet. But to see that and then to go into the Black Hippie reunion, J Rock, and I'm gonna finish my rant. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all point off. I just want to I told Dante I was gonna get my Fun Flex on in this first there, even though Fun Flex need to go take his old ass to bed because he saw, like you said, Dante, he saw the West Coast getting too much love. And this nigga started having Tupac flashbacks.
He was just saying dumb shit. He's like, bro, shut up. Like, this ain't your moment, nigga. Shut up.
This ain't your You know what I'm saying? Tell New York to make a bigger record. But anyway, you know, you had J-Rock come out there, and I love New York. I don't want no beef. I'm just saying. I'm on my West Coast stuff right now. But J-Rock, one of the founders of TDE, one of the guys who started. People forget J-Rock was first. I remember when J-Rock's one of his first songs dropped, like on 2009. You know, before a lot of people really know who Kendrick really was, and also a lot of people know Wednesday was the 20th anniversary of TDE. You know, see Top Dog in the crowd. Top Dog doesn't get the love that he's supposed to get. He doesn't get the love that you see these other rap moguls get. You know, bringing Solo out, you know, and having Solo there when he's rapping 616 in LA word for word. And then the People's Champion, Schoolboy Q coming out, you know, them doing all that. And you just had all of them together. I started going back to my late college, end of college days, but thinking about these records. And then, you know, exactly. Shout out to Miles in the chat. Said Kendrick used to be J-Rock's hype man. Kendrick used to open up for Dom Kennedy. Like these are big moments right here. And then you have, you know, after that, Dr. Dre. Like I knew either Dre or Snoop was gonna be there because it was the Gin and Juice was sponsoring and Kendrick and Friends. I knew it was gonna be one of them. And I know a lot of people weren't happy about Dr. Dre being on there for extracurricular reasons. And I'm not saying you're wrong in the way you think that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna really get into that, but at the same time, I don't believe you can, you know, have a West Coast thing without having it with the guy who we wouldn't have a West Coast hip hop without Dr. Dre. It just really is what it is. Go back to NWA and have that. And to have him introduce Not Like Us and say, I see dead people was crazy. Dre telling, I don't care about my political connects, nigga. This is Compton. You know what I'm saying? You know, that he says, God damn it. Hey man, 10 years. I'm 10 years, bro. That's my second home, bro. I'm speaking with love here, you know. But I feel like, you know, that moment right there. And then I kind of knew when he did Not Like Us so early, he's going to do this song multiple times. Because if you looked at the set list, I was like, you can't go to another song after that. It's way too early for the set to be ending. I kind of knew he was going to do it that many times. And to have everybody on stage, Russell Westbrook, MVP of the night, DeMar DeRozan, Real Compton with the Eazy-E shirt. And the most important thing here, and I'm gonna give it off the bang right there because I could rant about this all night. It was only LA. I was speculating, oh, is he gonna bring Rihanna out? He gonna bring Beyonce out? He gonna bring Future out? You know, he did like that by himself. You know what I'm saying? And Future wasn't there. You know, Weeknd was in the crowd. Rosé's in the crowd. Scissor's in the crowd. Baby Keem's his own cousin, but he grew up in Vegas. He's in the crowd. This is all about LA. That's why
Ross and Weeknd was there.
Ross and Weeknd was there. Ross was in the crowd with James Harden, which I'm actually shot James Harden didn't get on stage because Harden's LA, but he was sitting next to James Harden. SZA was in the crowd, and Weeknd.
James Harden didn't go up there because of Houston. He still goes to Houston a lot.
He still goes to Houston. He won. Okay, and Houston ain't gonna fight nobody over no Drake. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing about that. But he also, what'd you say, Dante?
JR did the point. They would press his ass. Like,
okay,
let's be clear. Let's be clear.
I forgot about that. But yeah, and then you had Weeknd was with Hit Boy and Big Hit. So he was over there. You know, Sis was over there. I was laughing like when he told his own cousin, Akeem ain't coming out. He could have blew the top off with Family Tie. You grew up in Vegas, my nigga. You gonna sit this one out. I love you, but you gonna sit this one out. That's what I loved about it. And it was a cultural moment. It was a great moment for hip hop. I haven't felt that way. Take away the Drake whatever. Put that to the side for a moment. As just a hip hop head, that was beautiful to see. And if you spent any time in Los Angeles, you know the gang culture there. A lot of these niggas can't even be on the same block with each other. And to have them all on the same stage showing love. And then the backstage video that Complex did where all of them were showing love to Kendrick. And Drake said, you can't even go back to your crib and spread money trees. Nigga, he put niggas on. That's what people do. And it showed that the definition of Not Like Us. Like, this is culture. This is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? This is what it was about. So I had an out-of-body experience. I got 3 hours of sleep that night. I was too, you know, I was too turned up. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of them nights would feel like you actually went to a concert. It was one of them. it was just a good night. And shout out to Amazon. They pulled out Thursday Night Football cameras, man. They went crazy on the production. So I know my rant was like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna give it to Bang, man. What's your thoughts on the pop out and everything you saw him with?
If you listen to some dude this week, and if you listen to Summer Sessions, I said that this could be his Motown 25 moment. It has to be his Motown 25 moment. If people don't know what I mean by that, Motown 25 is when Michael Jackson popped up with the Moonwalker for the very first time on television. And it was a culture moving moment that happened that night. That's what Kendrick had to do. And I believe that's what it was. Like I'm not hot taking. I don't do all of that unless I'm telling you I'm gonna do it. I'm not hot taking here. That was my favorite hip hop moment. And the reason why is because we don't have that many when you think about it. Like a lot of our hip hop moments revolve around death. But to see what I saw is what I would love to see more when it just comes to hip hop. Like how come New York couldn't do something like that? How come the crib couldn't do something like that?
I got an answer for that if you want it.
I mean, I know the answer.
Okay,
I'm just saying hypothetically.
Okay, right.
I'm saying hypothetically, why like they can't do nothing like that? I saw Merk comment on Twitter, I think it was, where it just felt like Merk was like, yeah, we need something like this here in Chicago. Atlanta, well, Birthday Bash, if you're in Atlanta, or if you will be in Atlanta, if tickets are still available, go to Birthday Bash tomorrow at the State Farm Arena. It ain't gonna be, well, I ain't gonna say it ain't gonna, well, nah, it ain't gonna be quite like Kendrick, because that was a culture built moment built with disses and shit. But Lotto, according to what I've heard, Lotto and Killer Mike have some surprises for you all tomorrow. So Birthday Bash could be something like what Kendrick did, because you do see a lot of Atlantic-centric artists on there. And what I mean by that is, from what you said, the beginning of the show to the end of the show, it was LA. The show started off with niggas I did not know. I told Scott, make me a playlist.
I told niggas,
I don't know.
Not to cut you, I told niggas, if you never been to Towns Burgers, I don't want to hear your opinion on this tonight. When niggas talking about they want to hear, if niggas like, I don't want to hear these, I'm like, if you never been to Towns Burgers, shut your mouth.
Yeah, so and you know what? Some of them niggas I enjoyed. Actually, shouts out to my man Chase. One of my employees, he's in Indianapolis. He made a little playlist of all of the people who performed on there. So I was able to listen to like the Cuzzos and some of them niggas I knew. I was like, I just didn't know that was that person, but I know the song. So thinking about all of these folks from LA and the Jay Worthy nigga, anytime I hear a West Coast song that start off with the I think somebody's gonna die. Let me just say this. I think it's because of Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. But anytime I hear a song start off like Jay Worthy and the Whoops, somebody's getting shot. That's just me. Just throwing it out there. I got a little bit nervous when them niggas came on stage. But I like their music though. And then you go to Mustard and bringing in all of those other people that.
Daddy, I want to play golf and then.
You gonna play golf?
Yes.
All right, cool. Trey want to play. Landon want to play golf. Then you have all of those other people.
Daddy, I'm in a minute, okay?
Okay.
He said, "No, I'm for real. I'm playing golf, nigga."
He said no, and I'll talk to you in a minute, okay? He did. He hit me like this. I love my
That's
son.
my kind of brother right there.
Yeah, he hit me like, yo, I'll be back in a minute. But no, then you get to the Mustard set, and like you said, Mustard is a legend. But Tyler, the pop Tyler got, oh my goodness, it's Triple H in Madison Square Garden. And then just the end of the night with Kendrick and him having on the same, damn near the same outfit Pac had. So he rapping the change of the lyric, said if you give me that ring, I might change my mind. To me, my favorite performance.
He got to consider it. He got to consider
yeah, you
it.
Consider that. To me, my favorite performance was 616. That was that. I didn't expect that song to get played because I was like, is the sample cleared? But then, yeah, because they couldn't play that song. But him with Absol and them spitting it like the way they did, that was my favorite part. That's when I was like, all right, let's go. Now we're cooking with gas. But yeah, I think it was a culture moving moment. I'm not hot taking because I can't think of any positive hip hop moments that I really fuck with heavily. The first ones that come to mind always involve some bullshit. I stole a Rockaway outfit from UPS when I was working there. Came outside, DJ Ferris played Takeover on 92.3. I remember when I first heard Life After Death, courtesy of DJ Ferris. There's other moments and stuff like buying Wu-Tang Forever and all of those stuffs. And there's other moments, but there's not a moment for me quite like what I saw. So shouts out to Kendrick. I'm eagerly anticipating the album and seeing how that's going to sound. Is it going to be more like what we was hearing? Like what is Kendrick off of TDE sounds like? I can't wait for that. But also, I can't wait to this group of LA acts to come out and do that thing, because for the most part of what I heard, I really liked what I heard. So it was a good chance. It was a good time for them to put them into a national audience. So we'll see what happens.
Long live regional rap, by the way. And Orlando said, too bad Future didn't show up. I don't think Future was invited. Not to say that he's blocked, obviously, but this is all LA tonight.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead, Dante.
That what that concert did was really drive home what he was saying. This entire beef was about the culture and about how hip hop, this shit really means something. And it's important for us to be gatekeepers and not let people just do whatever they want to do. And he showed you that with the show, like you said, with it being all West Coast, and like you could tell by the reaction of the crowd when every artist came out that they was something in LA. Like if you didn't know them or you didn't hear them before, they were people that get play out there in LA. And so that was really dope. I love the Black Hippie reunion. That J-Rock, like you said, J-Rock was really the one who started a lot of this shit. Like, if you've really been paying attention and really been rocking with TD since it started, J-Rock was one of the first ones. So him having his moment, Ab-Soul coming out, Ab-Soul has the issue with his eye. So having Kendrick walk him up and down the stage while everybody was doing their thing was dope. And Schoolboy Q, bro, right, real homies. And Schoolboy Q, we always talk about how he deserves his flowers. Him getting to come out, do his thing, everything he been through, he damn near stopped doing music after he lost Mac Miller. So for him to come back and still be out there doing this thing, it was dope to see that reunion. Shout out to the blog era. We talk about that. A lot of great music, a lot of great creativity happened during that time. And, seeing this right after we just saw Chief Keef come back to Chicago, obviously this moment I think goes down as a bigger moment in hip hop because of everything that is surrounding it with the beef and everything. And, this was Kendrick really planting his flag to let them know, I'm not the one to be fucked with. And like we said, we predicted a lot of this shit. And I was so glad when the 616 started up. Yeah, because I was like, we're going real negative today. Like it's not gonna be just I'm gonna do a couple songs. We're going for it. We're going for it. And he went there, he took it there, and like ending it with the 5 in a row. That was man.
And then basically a replication of the September Butterfly cover. What kind of all the stuff that does is intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like people said that Complex was reaching about the Tupac. No, he was not. It's very clear that he and the West Coast take the Tupac AI thing very seriously. That's why I feel like a lot of this and he said himself, we're not gonna let some outsider, some Canadian nigga disrespect our legends. He said this. So when have you ever seen Kendrick wear jewelry? And of course, Ben Ball announced that, he paid $600,000 for that. I made that. He doesn't wear jewelry. He came out dressed like Pavy going to Starbucks. Like that he had the classic Pavy fit of the hoodie and jeans. About a double take, I'm all look at Pavy on stage. Like what he had that, and then like the red symbolizing the Tupac 94. Also, the nigga grew up around Pyrus. You know what I'm saying? That. And another thing, if you want to know if it wasn't forced, the hoodie was a Death Row hoodie, by the way. The hoodie was from Snoop's Death Row line. So all this stuff is intentional, bro. And then I know a lot of people was like, he was doing the Lil Mouse money dance. No, he was not. That was the Hotline Bling dance. Gee, he was trolling him.
Yes, let's be clear. That was not. I love how we like to slide ourselves.
Yeah, I love how we like to slide.
No, that's not what we
got Chicago roots. It's folks from the Robert Taylor homes. I love, but he was thinking of the Hotline Bling dance with the A minor, and he was doing that. It's all intentional, bro. But the thing I want to ask y'all next is this: is like the question to me now is And what does Drake do from here? Because I don't think that he got Ja Rule. I don't really like that because if you really think about what happened with Ja Rule and 50 really didn't do nothing but close the casket. The feds were on Murder Inc. and Ja Rule's album sales were decreasing. I think the Last Temptation was the lowest selling album in his peak run. So if anything, 50 just closed the casket. I think in the grand scheme of things, the bottom line, Drake will be fine. Drake has been putting out hit records for 15 years. There's a lot of people who were 12, 13 years old when he was putting out hits. When So Far Gone came out, I wasn't even 21 yet. I was 20 going on 21. So he has a lot of things. And even jokes aside, I don't consider Drake a culture vulture. We make jokes, and that's fine. It's a beef. I'm not trying to police beef here. You say what sounds funny. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Like, I didn't see Jay-Z in a Tybo class. Maybe he was. I didn't see him in there, but it sounds funny. So it don't matter. But I think Drake has paid homage to hip-hop. He's obviously a hip-hop head. But I feel that, first, if I was him, and he's not going to do this, from what it sounds like, he has 2 songs that he'll be dropping soon. If I was his people, I would tell him, you need to sit this sum out. Because I feel, unless it's just an undeniable banger, it's not going to be received well, especially coming off his last 3 projects, which critically were clowned. Like, he's going to do the numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if his next album is his highest streamed album, just because we want to see what he's going to say next. But I feel like the respect level, especially on the rap level, is gone. And I know that probably burns him the most. I mean, the weatherman was doing the weather to the Not Like Us beat. You can't escape this. Somebody in Harlem on Wednesday did a jazz version of Not Like Us. And I think that was a perfect response to the bot thing that came out. And anybody who knows anything about the music industry, everybody uses bots, by the way. And then they have the crowd rap word for word. It was 20,000 bots in there. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it was a masterclass. And if I was Drake, I'd take a little time and have people forget and just get back to my hit making records. I don't feel that. I feel like he has a chance right here. He's either gonna, or as Pappy said, there's only one way through, and that's to go through it. You just gotta. I took my L. I'm gonna get back to making my hits, and people will embrace you because a lot of his fans don't care. A lot of his fans don't care. They have a core fan base. They're gonna listen to whatever you want to say, and he'll be fine. He can do tours and things like that. But if he crashes out, this can get bad. So I'm really interested to see what the reaction is going to be to those records. Bane, what do you think? Of course, you know more from the radio side. What do you think the reaction is going to be to Drake? Or do you think that Drake's in a bad spot, or are we just making too much of a big deal of it because we're in a moment?
Drake's not in a bad spot. Drake gonna be all right, fam. Like, Drake gonna be all right because he's still a cash cow. Now, I say that with a but. He can't. The next track can't be whack. It has to be a banger. Cause now we're in a. So, this is our show. I'll say exactly how I feel. I believe that a lot of people tolerated Drake's last couple of projects. I do. Was it a couple of songs on there? Yeah, but like it was tolerable. So because it was tolerable, right? I believe that now Drake is in a position where he can't half-ass. Drake could give you some shit that you could put in an Instagram caption or on Twitter, and that'd be your shit for the week. Girl put up a swipe full of pictures with a Drake caption, a Drake song, boom. Kendrick did that though, and he did it aimed towards Drake. So Drake can't come with an Instagram caption song that's going to get people, riled up, stuff like that. No, he has to get back to old music Drake and really put something out there that's going to be nice. But because here's something that I don't know if y'all noticed, because I just noticed this week. A lot of people have been talking about how the clubs are whack now. A lot of people. A lot of people have been talking about how you go up in the club and the club scene was changed when bottle service came in sections and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And nobody dance when they go to clubs. Nobody actually kick it and have fun and all of that stuff. Is the tide changing to that? I don't go to the club necessarily to say yes or no to that. But what it sounds like to me when people hear this is that people want to dance and have a good time. If Drake gives you a song that's going to make you dance and have a good time, it's going to be okay. If he gives you some captions and stuff with it too, he's going to be okay. Just like Jay-Z was okay when after he lost the battle to Nas. He was okay. He was like, all right, let's move on. But Jay didn't drop terrible shit. Now we can talk all day about Kingdom Come.
I mean, Blueprint 2 is debatable.
I like Blueprint 2.
It wasn't
should have
terrible.
been one CD.
It's not terrible, but it was me. If it was condensed to one disc,
right.
It's a
Because
fine
when they
album.
did the 1.5, I said, niggas, y'all should have did this first.
Right.
When they did 1.5, I said, nigga, 1.5 should have been Blueprint 2. But he gave you enough in the body of work where you was like, all right, cool, bet. He didn't drop a dud. As long as Drake don't drop a dud, he's straight. But if he do, ooh.
Can I ask you a question, Bang, from your very respected opinion? If let's just say Drake decides to crash out, he doesn't look like he takes losses well. He decides to.
Like,
now I'm not. He's gonna always throw
cocaine?
shots. I think both of them will take shots. But
Oh, when you say crash out, I thought you was about to say he got to go get high or some shit.
no, I mean like do some stupid shit, like put out another disc. What? I feel like Kendrick will be foaming from the mouth because he has more.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let it alone. Leave it be. Take your L, move on, give us some shit to groove to. We all right. If he says, man, if he say one thing about that man, yo, he dropping nukes. He dropping nukes. So yeah, Drake better leave that shit alone.
Dante, what you think, man?
That's why I say I disagree 100%. I think it's not over for Drake, but it'll never be the same. Never be the same. This is a different type of L. And the
it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same.
Like,
let me just say that. I agree with you.
The invincibility is gone.
Yeah, that's done. The stench of this L, especially when we just gloss over this, but the number one song in the country was calling this man a fucking pedophile. Like it's not just a regular song. It's not the fact that it's just a diss record. It's what's being said in this diss record. And his reaction to the diss record was, "Come on, y'all. You know I'm too famous to fuck kids." Like it,
which is
like,
wild.
that shit holds, which is wild as fuck. Like that holds weight in this conversation. And so you saw Grippy was asked, the Hey There Delilah remix was terrible. So like he put some fillers out there and he's gotten some negative reactions from the last couple songs he put out. Well, really last three, because I want to say the Heart Part 6 got over 1 million dislikes. Like that's the first time for any Drake record that he's ever put out on YouTube. And so the tide has really changed. And so now it's not even just coming back with a banger, because we know he can make the music. But when people's attitudes towards you have changed this much, G, we keep comparing it to the whole thing, but he not Hove. Like, and he's never had that same sense of respect that Hove got even in that loss. Like Hove was still Hove after that loss. People are looking at Drake different now. So like I think he'll still be able to make music, but I don't think he'll ever be mentioned in the greatest conversation again. Like that shit sounds good, but you can forget that. That's not gonna happen. But you got like we said, Bang, we was joking about it. You had little kids about 8-9 years old rapping this song word for word. Like, and this is a song directed at the biggest artist in the world. Like this shit different. We haven't seen nothing like this, and that's what made the concert even more spectacular. Because it's like, yo, this is a stadium full of people rapping this shit word for word at the top of their lungs. Every diss track that was aimed again at the number one artist by many considered in the world. Numbers wise, number one artist in the world. So like I disagree. I think it'll never be the same. I'm interested to see, when the dust finally settles, what artists and what athletes and things like that are seen with them, because you saw how motherfuckers was on that stage. Like I don't think he's gonna step foot in California for a very long time. I don't see the purpose of that. So I think this is definitely gonna affect him. It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how he moves, because he's gonna have to be very strategic. And what we've seen from this beef is he's not strategic at all. Like, he's not good at that. That's not his strong suit. So I really want to see where they go with this.
And
So real
go ahead,
quick,
man.
real quick, Dante, you're right. Which is why I had said, like, yo, he can't miss. Like, the thing is when it comes to great artists, they could throw out some shit, and sometimes people that's how great of an artist you know you are. When you could throw out some shit and somebody would be like, but that nigga did give us Thriller. Right? No, like Michael Jackson could throw out some shit and niggas would be like, yeah, but he gave us Bad. He gave us Off the Wall. But this shit here, he don't have that luxury. That's the change. He does not have, I don't believe that he has the luxury of putting out something half-assed, because like I said, I think that he's been putting out half-assed work these last couple of projects. He don't have that luxury because that invincibility is now gone. So he got to come out and he got to give us some A-quality shit. Using the Jay-Z shit for an example, if Blueprint 2 was as bad as some people make it out to be, which is not, but if it was bad, Jay-Z would be done. It wasn't. It was a decent album, and if you put the 1.5, it's a classic album to me. But with that double disc, he had enough songs on that body of work to be like, all right, man, Hov still out here.
Yeah, enough
Ja
cultural
Rule,
credit. Enough cultural credit.
Along with the cultural credit.
Yeah.
But the cultural credit, he took a hit too when Nas did what he did. No matter how we feel about who won and stuff like that, when Jay-Z took that hit, he lost. He had to dust himself off, train, and try to get my win back. Using boxing for an example, Evander Holyfield lost his first match against Riddick Bowe. Both of them was undefeated. And folks was looking at Evander Holyfield like, yo, he washed. It's time for him to retire and all of that. He came back and he whooped the shit out of Riddick Bowe's ass. And the dude flew in the goddamn ring too. That's what Blueprint 2 was. Not necessarily whooping his ass, but I got that win. And then Kingdom Come came and it was like, oh shit. But then he came back with American Gangster. He has to come out and kill it. And I see Donnie's what's the name is joint about Drake isn't a great live performer. You know who also is not a great live performer? Sean Carter.
Okay, let's relax.
Hear me out.
He's not, but I'm just offended him. Go ahead.
No. I feel you, but hear me out. Most rappers are not great live performers. Like, most rappers are not great live performers. It's the music that gravitates to it. I'm not watching Jay-Z on stage to be like, yo, this nigga's doing a great job on stage. That's what singers and rock stars and shit for. But if your ass run around and yah, and the music is also good with it, and you ain't rapping with no back vocals, you get the benefit of the doubt from me. So Drake has to come out and he gotta really put forth a project or at least some songs that are nice. He can't be like, yo, let me go try some Hey Guan Delilah shit. He can't do none of that shit no more. He can't just do some shit and just throw it up in the air and motherfuckers be like, yeah, that's Drake just trying to expand his musical horizons. No. At this point, I can tell you out of everything that I just said, I can sum it up with this. Drake ass got a rap.
I got counter. I got counter, bro. I don't think he need to. Go back to them singing, nigga. Go to the singing. I personally, this is just me. Like I said, this is me. I don't speak for the general public. I speak for Scott Lewis. I don't want to hear that nigga any more bass in his voice. You go to your Romeo Santos records.
Oh, because you don't like him. That's why.
You go to them. I don't want to hear you talk tough. I don't want to hear none of that.
Oh, he ain't got to talk tough. He just got to rap.
But that's what he do.
No, he shouldn't talk tough. He shouldn't talk tough.
That's why I'm
and like I say this because I've been a Drake fan since the beginning. But like sometimes it really just takes you going back and listening to the old records. Like, don't get me wrong, rappers evolve, they switch styles, they do everything like that. But when you look at how he used to talk compared to how he talks now, it's like, come on, my nigga. There was a shift in the way that he speaks and the certain things he says he's gonna do and spraying blocks and airing shit out.
Hey, Scott, what did you say? What's the quote that you've been using a lot on the show about Icarus?
About who?
Flew too high to the sun.
Flew too high to the
He's too
sun.
close to the sun.
Flew too close to the sun.
That's
If
it.
you listen to Mob Ties, he talking like he Christopher Moltisanti. Stop it. I don't want to hear it.
It got to a point where he thought he was untouchable. And that's when shit changed. When the motherfucker think they untouchable, and when it comes to this music shit, niggas just gonna say what the fuck they want to say and do what they want to do. His ass flew too close to the sun. His ass got burnt. But he can still fly. He can still be out here doing this thing. He just got to know and understand he can't be Tommy Tough Talk. We just got to rap. If Drake just raps, he's good. When he start doing this extra shit about how he gonna fuck somebody up, but won't, as Kendrick Perkins would say, bust a grape in the fruit fight, we know he's not gonna bust a grape now. So the same thing applies to J. Cole. We don't want to hear none of that, how you the GOAT, or you the young GOAT, you the great. No, we don't hear none of that shit no more. Just rap.
Is Schoolboy Q friend of the year for telling Jermaine that you don't need to do this?
You don't need to get into this.
Yeah.
Is Jermaine friend of the year? That's what I want to know. But
that's what friends are for.
That's what friends are for. Just to wrap this up, and then we're gonna talk about Willie Mays, man, and we're gonna talk about basketball in hour 2 with Pavi.
We go back to this Drake shit. Nobody want to talk fucking bull.
We will have more. I talk about Drake and Kendrick next 2 hours. Honestly, like for real, like that. No, but you right, Orlando. Yeah, go give me honestly. Never mind too. Like that's the best. I don't speak for America. I speak for Scott Lewis. I don't want to hear that Canadian rap again in my life. Sing, nigga. Sing. That's what I want to hear. Your rapping privileges are done. What Money Mitch? No, what no Rico Champagne for? No rice, no champagne, no nothing. None of that, dog. I'm done. I don't want to hear it. But
it'll be tough.
It's good. That's what I'm saying. And that's why I say I hope he takes a break, because even if it's good, I feel like right now the battle is still in the heat of the battle, like not between Kendrick and him, but with the fans. They're gonna, even if it's good, they're gonna destroy it if he drops it like before Labor Day, in my opinion. If him,
I'll throw this out here, Scott. Not only I do agree with you, but here's the cat. I mentioned this before, so I mention it again. It also says that Kendrick's next album, whatever he releases next month, need to be nice. Because if that shit, now the bar is so high for Kendrick. It is so high. This is, without the album sales, this is his Thriller moment. I said this is Motown 25 for him. This is Michael Jackson Thriller. Now that Thriller is here, this is Thriller and Bad for him. Not like Us and this whole shit with the disc was this Thriller time. Now he got to come out there and give us Bad. If that album, if he
I feel like, go ahead.
If he releases this album, and this album, even though I like the album, if this album is received like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, then Drake can come right up in there.
He can't put out a Mr. Morale. I agree. He can't drop a Mr. Morale album. Even though I like Mr. Morale, I think it's the weakest of his. Well, how many studio albums he got? 4 studio albums.
It's still damn to me. But go ahead.
No, we're not gonna get into Kendrick's greatest album.
If anything, he needs to release a damn. Like
he needs to release a damn
right now.
He needs to release a damn.
Perfect right now.
You need to release a damn. Damn.
Give me Good Kid, Mad City 2 then, because I don't want to hear damn.
You don't get that.
You're not gonna get. My take is Good Kid, Mad City moment is better than Good Kid, Mad City the album, but that's a whole nother podcast. And I'm a Kendrick stan. The damn to me. I'm
gonna be. Even though I love Kendrick, I'm gonna always be the damn hater.
I must call Mr. Morale to me is my it's my for Jay-Z. Mr. Morale is like Jay-Z's 444 to me. Like it's really good album, but you're not
Outkast Idlewild is what I could compare. Like this is Outkast, and I like Idlewild, so just so y'all know.
But you are correct, man. He has people eyes on him that are not just his core fans. So the songs that they liked, he needs to match that energy. And going by the bravado and the aura he's in right now, I think he's gonna bring that. I don't think we're gonna be hearing any Mother Eye Sobers on this album. That's just my personal guess.
Now,
I don't know.
Now, if that happens, if Kendrick matches this energy, I'll say it like this. If Kendrick matches this energy with Not Like Us and the diss and stuff with this album, I'll say it right now, Drake's done.
Okay.
Now that's when Drake is done. That because now the nigga who just killed you just gave you that. It's like Nas and Illmatic. I mean, Illmatic, Stillmatic. Nas gave us Stillmatic after doing what he did. And that brought Nas up to another level. I
don't like Stillmatic, but I'm also a Nas hater.
I'm right. I'm not the biggest.
And I also have a personal vendetta with Stillmatic because actually it's not on Still, but it was an album after. I had to sing I Know I Can at my 8th grade graduation.
Oh yeah, you got a vendetta. Anybody that knows me,
I got a vendetta. My beef with Nas is like your beef with Keith Sweat, and I never even met Nas.
Hey, look, I am not the biggest Nas fan either, but I know what Ether did for Stillmatic. So because of that, I know what this situation here can do for Kendrick, but I might not have been the biggest fan of it. But Stillmatic to a lot of people was a classic album. To some people, was a classic album because of what happened with Jay-Z. I think I'm one of those people.
I cannot tell that. Made You Look is an amazing record.
Oh yes,
it's an amazing record.
But I'm sorry. So some people will say that. Other people will be like, man, just listen to the album. It's a real dope ass album, and it's good that happens. So Kendrick has to come out with an album that's going to solidify things. And that is what will be the nail in the coffin. If he comes out and the album is not as good as what we've been listening to, then Drake can still come up in there and give us some shit for the summer and make us forget about Kendrick because the album's not good.
That paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line.